Hello everyone, this is Ilya. Hope everything is going well with you. So I'm going to give you a demo for my CSE 564 final project visualization course. So here we have our dashboard of mood in the music. So basically we are study um, the relation between genres of music that people listen to and their correlation with their probably if they have, for example, mental health issues. So, as my friend earlier explained for the poster, we have fused multiple data sets from Spotify, Apple Music, and other resources to get this huge, massive data to have a beautiful and well-studied dashboard. So let's jump straight down to the choropleth diagram. So here we have a global patterns of music and mental health at the top left. Basically, there is a drop-down menu that allows users to interact with different types of mental health like anxiety, depression, insomnia, or OCD. And it lets them to actually have a global perspective and view of, for example, anxiety scores across the countries. For example, let's say country of Canada, it has an anxiety level of 0.47, or this country which is more saturated with green is Argentina with 0.76 anxiety score. So basically, you can use this drop-down menu to interact with different types of mental health issues and see this global pattern of that selected mental health across the countries. For example, for the case of insomnia, I think Canada is suffering from insomnia, which means the people are suffering from bad quality of sleep, or maybe they have lack of sleep at all. Also, there is another small country here, Bolivia, which we can zoom. Another one here, Kazakhstan. I think Kazakhstan has actually the highest insomnia score among the countries. So here are some insights for the choropleth. Let's moving forward to the genre preferences across mental health stack bar chart. So here, if we get back to the, for example, choropleth countries and select the anxiety, mental health issues, and then we can actually one of the powerful interaction that choropleth allows us to do is select a country like United States in this case. So basically now our dashboard is updated. The stack bar chart, the PCP, the chronogram, and top genres, word cloud are all updated accordingly, and the data is filtered based on the click country, which is the United States of America. Uh, and now we can study it better. So let's get back to the genre preferences across mental health. Let's say, for example, we want to study the anxiety level for the American people, which we selected. First of all, let me explain that. For all the mental health issues, anxiety, depression, insomnia, and OCD, we have clustered them in three different levels: low, moderate, and high. So basically, each mental health issue has these three levels. In case of American people, if we see uh, those American people with low actually level of anxiety, they tend to listen to more country musics. And after that, the second top genre is Latin for the low level anxiety. But as they're getting more anxious, if you see the moderate level of anxiety, or maybe even better, level, the high level of anxiety, the American people shift their genre preferences from country and Latin to hip hop. And that is quite interesting. In my opinion, that's a quite good insight in it. So we can see this beautiful genre preferences shift from the country musics to hip hop. Maybe because they're more anxious, their unconsciousness of the brain demands, more higher BPM, high energetic music, something like that. Or also we can check about the depression. This is the same also for the depression. And in terms of insomnia, it is changed. American people uh, So okay, for the low level of the insomnia, their top genre preferences is country music, but as they're getting more anxious, for the high level of the anxiety, the toppest genre is Latin. So it is a shift from country music to Latin music, and I think that's a really good insight in it. So let's move forward to our t-SNE plot. As you can see, this t-SNE plot is actually project our audio features and labeled as emotional audio landscape. So first of all, there's a perplexity value slider here, which you can increase or decrease the value of the perplexity. But what's the benefit? Let's discuss about it. So as you increase the perplexity value, let's say going beyond the 15, your clusters will be get more global structure. But as you decrease it down to less than 15 until, for example, 0, your clusters will be more local structure. And what does it mean if it's a local structure or global structure? If it's a local structure, it helps uncover fine-grained emotional clusters, such as niche emotional status. But as you increase the perplexity above the 15, or probably let's just increase it to the max, you will get that global structure which gives you a big picture like how calm is globally far from energetic. So if we want to, for example, study that, this is like how calm is globally far from energetic data sets. So each of these points are representing a user, for example, that is listening to high energetic musics. And if you hover with your mouse on each user, you will see their anxiety level, their genre preferences, and their country. So basically, we can use it for future usage. For example, we can develop an API that allows people to give their music preferences using their API, Spotify API wrap, and we will predict if they're having a mental health issues like insomnia, OCD, or probably anxiety, with studying what are actually his or her music audio features that he loves to listen to. For example, if she's listening to or he is listening to high level, high BPM, high energetic, high valence music, probably he or she has some insomnia issue. So that can be used for further studies. But getting back to our dashboard, we have our PCP, parallel coordinate plots of mental health and music attributes at the bottom left. So let's tell a story with the PCP. I mean, the whole purpose of the PCP is for telling a story, right? So let's tell a story with that. For example, let's just check a random story. I'm brushing high level of insomnia here. So first of all, as I brushed high level of insomnia, the countries that are engaged in this brushing are updated accordingly. So now the countries engaged in this brushing are uh, Canada, Bolivia, Kazakhstan, a very small country. I don't know what is it. Panama. Yeah, Panama, the beautiful country of Panama, and also other countries, which you can see here, like Estonia, Latvia, Japan, and also South Korea. So all those countries are engaged in this brushing. As I brush the high level of insomnia here in the PCP, you can see also people that are suffering from the insomnia very much. They tend to listen to high energetic music here. You can clearly see that pattern, right? And also, it seems that they are also suffering from a high level of depression. Let me brush it for you. See? And a beautiful thing is that, let me just reorder the columns here to see the patterns better. So yeah, those people that are suffering from high level of insomnia, they're also suffering from high level of depression. And also they tend to listen to music for like average of 6 or maybe 5 hours a day. So maybe we can use it for further discussion and study to see if there's some people that are listening to like an average of 5 or 6 hours a day to high energetic musics with high BPM, for example, and maybe 70% of the anxiety issue. Maybe they also have depression and insomnia issue. So they all can be utilized for further studies. But as it is for now, we kind of discovered that people with high level of insomnia, they also have high level of depression. We told a story about it. So let's move forward to our next beautiful corollagram plot. So what is corollagram plot? Corollagram plot, as it is named, shows the correlation between your data dimension. So basically, we have the most important data dimension here: age, hours, BPM, anxiety, depression, insomnia, OCD, all the mental health issues, the 4 types. You can see a beautiful, highly positive correlation between anxiety and depression. You can see that bubbles is popping out and is bigger than other bubbles here. So if you discuss it a bit more, this is kind of um, rational and reasonable because both of them are mental health issues, right? So they consequently are affecting on each other, anxiety and depression. So this corollagram beautifully showed us a highly positive correlation between these two variables. Also, there is another highly positive correlation between age and hours. So people that are getting more old, they tend to listen to music more than younger people. So the average of listening to music are more than younger people. So that is another insight that we can get it. Or another thing, between age and anxiety, there is a bit of negative correlation between these two variables. It seems that people that are growing up, that are more matured actually, they're less anxious than the younger people. Maybe because they're more matured, they're more bold, and they have more, self-control. We can say they don't have courses, deadlines, exams, so they're more relieved. You know, all of those can be good reason for that. Skipping that part, there is also a lot of highly positive correlation between insomnia, OCD, insomnia, depression, and also hours and insomnia. It seems that people that are listening to music for a big amount of time, they tend to have insomnia issue. Maybe, for example, if you're listening to music for 7 or 8 hours a day, maybe that's a signal that you will probably have insomnia issue. You are already have this lack of sleep, or maybe bad quality of sleep, which we can call it insomnia. And also, near the corollagram, we have this beautiful word cloud of top genres. So basically, if you click on each country here, first of all, you can see the top genres globally if you don't click on any countries. So based on the global preferences, the top genres are classical, country music, video games music, which is basically the music that belongs to video games like Last of Us or maybe GTA, etc. But as you click on a country like, let's say, United States, or maybe Canada, or maybe I don't know, Russia, and based on the mental health um, attribute you select, let's say, for example, insomnia, you will get that sense of top genres for that country. For example, the United States of America, top genres uh, are country, Latin music, and K-pop music. And also, you can discover that in details using the stack bar chart. For example, here for the case of um, depression, as we discussed, or maybe let's check a new one, OCD. In case of OCD, American people with low level of OCD, they tend to still to listen to country music. It seems that American people at all love country music. Also, my favorite artist here is Johnny Cash, so a big shout out to him. Um, Moving apart, American people with high level of OCD, which is probably uh, America, United States of America, is not that much involved in OCD, I think, if you reset the data. But yeah, so people with high level of OCD, they tend to listen to more hip hop. But let's just uh, check the OCD level for America and compare it globally. So this is for the OCD. Yes, as I said, United States of America OCD score is 0.23, and if you compare the saturation of the green with its neighbor countries like Canada, Brazil, or other parts of the world, you can see it is less engaged with the OCD issue. So that's all. I hope that I have given you some thoughtful insights and you enjoy the video and the demo. Stay hydrated, stay well.